Good day, this is News Compact, reaching you from Willis World Television. I am Olusola Iyanuoluwa. First headlines. Electoral Act Amendment sparks protests as Atiku warns over hybrid voting. US lawmakers introduce bill seeking terrorist designation review of Fulani militias. US broadcaster denies Remi Tinubu interview request. US to deploy 200 troops to Nigeria for counter-terrorism support. Now the news in details. The Electoral Act Amendment Bill has sparked protest and political debate following changes to the transmission of election results. In early February 2026, the Senate removed the clause mandating real-time electronic transmission of results from polling units, drawing criticism from opposition parties and civil society groups. On February 9, 2026, former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi led a protest tagged Occupy National Assembly in Abuja, demanding the restoration of compulsory real-time electronic transmission. On February 10, 2026, amid mounting pressure, the Senate held an emergency session and revised its decision. Lawmakers reinstated electronic transmission to INEC's result viewing portal, but did not make it mandatory in real time. Manual result sheets may be used where electronic transmission fails. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar subsequently warned that a hybrid system combining manual and electronic transmission could create confusion, undermine public confidence, and increase disputes. A conference committee has been set up to harmonize differences before the bill is sent to the president. Also, on February 10, 2026, U.S. lawmakers, led by Representatives Riley Moore and Chris Smith, introduced the Nigeria Religious Freedom and Accountability Act before the House of Representatives. The bill directs the U.S. Secretary of State to review whether certain Fulani ethnic militias meet the criteria for designation as foreign terrorist organizations. It also proposes annual report on religious freedom in Nigeria and a review of U.S. security assistance. Lawmakers backing the bill say the move is aimed at addressing rising concerns over religious violence, particularly attacks on farming communities in parts of Nigeria's Middle Belt. The bill also seeks to mandate annual U.S. government reports on religious freedom conditions in Nigeria, while reviewing American security assistance to ensure it does not support groups accused of human rights violations. The development follows earlier actions by U.S. lawmakers in 2025 when Congress proposed sanctions and visa restrictions against individuals linked to violent attacks in rural communities. No group has been officially designated, as only the Secretary of State has the authority after formal review. An American television host has turned down a request by Nigeria's First Lady Remi Tinubu to appear on his program during a visit to Washington, D.C., where she attended the National Prayer Breakfast. She sought to discuss Nigeria's situation with Tony Perkins, host of the Washington Watch Show and president of the Family Research Council. Perkins told viewers he declined the request because he believed the interview would be used to present Nigeria's challenges in a favorable light rather than addressing them openly. It specifically referenced concerns over attacks on Christian communities and the country's internal security situation.
And then you have a situation like in Nigeria, where more Christians have been killed there than anywhere else in the world. And you have a government in Nigeria that practices denial, a culture of denial. No, nothing to see here. They even hired D.C. a big firm here in D.C.
The First Lady was here. She was here this week,
Yeah.
and in fact, they wanted to come on the program to talk about religious freedom. And I said, I'm not going to give them. I'm happy to meet with anybody.
Same here.
But I'm not going to give them a platform to come.
Meanwhile, the United States has announced the deployment of 200 troops to Nigeria to support counter-terrorism efforts. The soldiers will focus on training, intelligence, and operational coordination without direct combat roles. The deployment targets threats including Boko Haram and Islamic State's West African province, with US President Donald Trump describing it as a part of deeper security cooperation between Washington and Abuja. That will be all on News Compact for today. For more details, do visit our website at www.volusworldtelevision.com. Do visit our social media handle, Volusworld TV, and do follow us on all our social media page, X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all at Volusworld Television. I am Olusola Iyanuoluwa. Thanks for watching.